This video is for content creators who intend to level up their game, especially when it comes to changing their backgrounds. Ever since AI took over the internet, there has been so many things that has been brought closer to our fingertips. And generating and creating custom backgrounds for our YouTube videos and content is not an exception. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to change backgrounds for your videos, just as you've seen in this video. So I made a similar video like this about changing your backgrounds 3 months ago. And even up to now, I still find questions in the comments asking if they can still achieve similar results using an iPhone or Android. So in this video, I'm going to be taking you through how to achieve same great results using either an iPhone or Android. So before I start with this video, there are 2 things you really need to do. One is to make sure whilst you are recording your video, you have good lighting, and then you are also recording your video in a quiet and not a noisy environment. And the second thing you need to do is to make sure you give this video a like. That's certainly your way of encouraging me to keep making videos of this kind. Alright, thank you very much for the like. Let's get started with the video. When you open up the CapCut app, come to this expand option and click on it. Open it for more options. So once you've clicked on it, the next thing you need to do is to come and click on text to images, and then you come and click on showcase. And you can see that in the trends tab, you have a list of AI generated images for you to just go through them, see what would work for you, and then you could use it. You can also see that below the images, you would find a prompt that will give you the exact image if you use it. This way, you can just tap on any of the prompts, edit it to however you like. Then you can go ahead to generate images with the prompt you've edited. And then when you come to a realistic tab, there's a wide range of AI generated images you can also tweak to use. So let me just take you through the images for you to see how realistic these images are. And surprisingly, you'll be amazed by how accurate and realistic these images are. You can just click on any of the images to actually have a full preview of the image. And then we also have AI generated images in the design tab and as well as the illustration tab. So once you are done with a quick tour and you are ready to generate your own images, you can just come and click on any of these prompts and edit it, or you write your own prompt if you already have a prompt. So in editing the prompt, you just come and click on any of the prompts and then remove whatever you don't like and then add whatever you like. So once you are done editing, the next thing you want to do is to come and click on this setting tool to change the aspect ratio of the image. So for instance, if you are creating this image for a YouTube video, you would need your images to be in 16:9 aspect ratio. So you just look through these options here and select 16:9. Another thing you would also want to do is to increase this to the maximum. That will give you a high quality images. And once you are done with this basic setup and then editing your prompts, the next thing you'd want to do is to click on generate, and then you just wait a little while for the images to be generated. So once the images are generated, you realize that you'll be given 4 images from the prompt. Then you can just click on any of them to have a full preview of it. And once you are okay with a particular picture, you just come and click on upscale. Upscale will convert the picture to a much more higher resolution. Then you can go ahead to click on save to download the picture onto your phone. So once we import this 16:9 aspect ratio picture onto CapCut, you can go ahead and start with your editing process without having to worry about anything. But there might be instances whereby you find a picture and it's not actually 16:9 aspect ratio. So what you will do is you will need to convert the picture into 16:9. And then sometimes you would also generate the picture and it might not give you a 16:9 aspect ratio. So when that happens, you will need to convert the picture into 16:9. So I'm going to take you through Canva to convert the picture into 16:9 aspect ratio before we were able to use it for our YouTube video. And just so you know, 16:9 is the standard dimension or size of a YouTube video. So once the picture is not 16:9, the final results of your video would be having these black borders at the edges and top and bottom of your video. And since you wouldn't want that to happen, let's go ahead to fix that before we start with the editing process. So you open up Canva on your phone and then you come and type on this search bar here, YouTube thumbnails. And once it opens, you just come and click on it here. And then you realize that you'll be displayed with a wide range of thumbnail templates. We are not going to design any thumbnail. We are only going to click on this first thumbnail option we have here, which is empty. with this plus symbol on it. So once you click on it, you realize that it gives you an empty canvas, which is 16:9 aspect ratio or 16:9 dimension. So we just upload the picture. We think it is not 16:9 dimension or aspect ratio by coming to click on gallery and then selecting the picture. Tap on it and then click on add to page. And there you can see that the picture is looking small on the canvas. So what we actually need to do is to scale up this picture to cover the entire canvas. And the easiest way to scale it up is to come and click on these 3 horizontal dots up here and then come and select on these options here. Click on set to background, and then automatically it will fit perfect on the canvas without any lines or borders on it. And then, as I said, if you actually generated your picture in a 16:9 aspect ratio, you really do not need to go through this process again. But if the picture you want to use as your background is not a 16:9 aspect ratio, that is where you need to use this Canva app to resize the dimension. So once you are okay, you just come and click on this arrow here to export the picture. So now after you have exported the picture, you will then come back and open up CapCut. And once you open up the CapCut app, you just come and click on new project. And then the first thing you would have to do is to import the image you want to use as your background. And then for me, I will usually come to the end and then delete this CapCut watermark logo that is usually at the end. So I just come and tap on it and then click on delete. Then once I'm done with that, the next thing I would want to do is to increase the length of the background by dragging it. This will give me an opportunity for the background to have the same length of the video. Click on this plus button to import my video. The next thing I would want to do is to get the video lying below the background. And the only way I can do that is to create an overlay. So I'll just keep scrolling until I find overlay. And once I find overlay, I'll just click on it and then automatically the video will fall below the background. The next thing I want to do is to long press on the video and drag it to the beginning of the background. If the background is quite longer than the actual length of the video, I'll just bring the playhead to the end of the video and then tap on the background and come and click on split. This will cut the excess of the background. The next thing is to just take out the image from the background, and then you can only do that by clicking on the video to select the video. Then come and click on these options here and scroll to look for remove BG. So once you find it, you just tap on it and then come and click on auto remove. And once you're done with that, you are done. At this stage, there's nothing more else to be done. The only thing you really need to worry about is making your video look realistic and appealing to the viewer. And for me, what I usually do is to edit the video a little bit to conform with the background. So even from the first glance at this, you realize that the background is looking quite brighter than the video. So I first of all come and click on the video and come down to this option here and look for adjust, and probably do some little editing on the video to conform with the background. So at this point, you can just feel free to play with all the settings. Just make sure that you are not overdoing it. So I just keep changing these figures to suit my preference. There's no standard way to adjust these values, so just go with whatever you think that best suits your preference. The only caution here is to make sure you are not overdoing these edits. And then once you are done with that, the next thing you would want to do is to also do a little editing on the background. So just come and click on the background layer and then come and click on adjust. Then probably reduce the brightness a little. Just play with the settings a little to make the entire background and then the video look kind of conform. So once you are done with this, you can leave the video just as it is. Or another thing you can also do is to add filters. So you just come to the filters column and then scroll through to see what filter would work for your video. Remember, the whole idea is to make your video look realistic and believable. So if you realize that the filters are not really working for you, it's not a must for you to use them. You can just go ahead and leave the video just as it is. But if you also want, you can as well apply them and also reduce the intensity a little bit just to make things look more realistic. For me, with this video, I really wouldn't add filters to it, so I'm just going to ignore this part. So I'll just come and click on video effects and then scroll on top here and look for lens. So once I find layers, I'll just click on it and then come and select blur. So the next thing I would want to do is to drag the blur to the beginning of the video, and then make sure I drag the blur to the end of the video. So once I'm done with that, I probably would just have to reduce the blur intensity by tapping on it and then changing the slider here. Go ahead to export the video by clicking on this arrow on top here. Alright, now that you've gotten a preview of how you can change your background using AI generated images, you can as well change your background using a video clip. So let's say you find a video online that you like so much and you would have loved to use it as your background. And after you have done your checks, you realize that you wouldn't have copyright issues after you have used the video clip as your background. Let me show you how you can use a video clip as your background. But before we start, if today is the first time of you seeing my videos, I make videos on AI tools. And if it's something of your interest, then consider subscribing to this channel to be part of our amazing community of subscribers. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our weekly uploads.
Okay, so there's this website that has stock images and videos where you could go to download any image or video of your choice to use for your projects. Almost all the images and videos you find here are copyright free. So what that means is that you will not have any problem once you download any picture or video to be used for your projects. They have a wide range of collection of videos and images that anybody can use for any project that you are working on. Some of the images and videos on here are not free. You definitely would have to pay before you can download them. And if you can't afford to pay, then you can opt for the free ones. So to get our video to use for the background, I'll just come and write on the search bar here, museum, and then scroll to see which video I would prefer to use as my background. For me, personally, I'm just looking out for a video that really carries a certain mood. Alright, so let me try this. Okay, so I think I would go for this video. So I just go ahead and click on this arrow and then come and download the video by selecting the resolution I want. So I just click on it and then tap on the download.
So once your video is downloaded, you would want to come and open up CapCut. Import the video you would want to use as your background onto the timeline. And then just as we did with the images, you would want to come and delete the CapCut watermark logo at the end of the video. Now, one thing about using the video for your background is that chances are that the length of your video will be quite longer than the video you would want to use as your background. So for instance, if your video is 60 seconds, and then the video you downloaded to use as your background is just 10 seconds. What it means is that you would have to upload about 6 times of the background video, which is 10 seconds, onto the timeline before you now come and click on the plus button to upload your 60 seconds talking head video. After you have been able to find your way to maneuver around this stage, the rest of the steps are pretty much the same as we did for the images. So you just go ahead and create an overlay for your talking head video, click on the talking head video, and then go and choose background remover. The rest, you can just follow the same steps we followed using the image. By the time you are done, you should have your video looking like this. I have also made a video on how to turn boring videos into pro using AI. The video should be popped out on your screen by now, so be sure to check it out if you haven't seen it. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like. See you in another video next week.